welcome to the kitchen at Westminster for Saving Time with Margot. I'm Margot. Happy New Year. Because it's the new year, I was debating what to do and coming up with a recipe, and I thought it's a new year. We've all got birthdays to celebrate in the next 12 months. So we're going to do a really fun pantry-stable cake recipe. And this cake recipe, you can make it in a square pan. You do 2 recipes and do it in 2 rounds to get a layer cake, or you can bake it off as cupcakes. Anything goes, whatever suits you. So I'm calling it a year of birthday cakes because we're going to need them. Honestly, easiest cake ever. If you've got kids in the house, this is the one you can ask them to help you with without worrying about if they're going to muck it up. They can't muck it up. It's too easy. It's fast. You're going to see how fast it is. It's super fast. Super fast. You're going to want to eat a cake every day at this rate. You go to your fridge and you think, I don't have any eggs and I need a cake. No problem. No eggs. No eggs, no butter, nothing. All stuff you have in your house, I promise you. Flour, sugar, vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever light oil you buy, a little bit of vanilla extract, salt, baking soda, vinegar. That's it. If you want to, you can put a little bit of cocoa powder in there and make it a chocolate cake just by adding the cocoa powder. It's that simple. I don't feel obliged to ice this cake, but if you've got some icing or you're quick to make it up, you got one of those little cans in your cupboard somewhere, go ahead and put some icing on it. Honestly, I'm going to show you later how easy it is to decorate just with a dusting of icing sugar, and then if you've got a handful of berries to throw on there, maybe a little drizzle with some candies, sprinkle, who knows what. Use what you've got. Don't go to the store, okay? That's the beauty of this cake. Don't go to the store. Just get busy. It's so simple. We're going to mix it up right in the cake pan. Ideally, you use a 9x9 cake pan. Honestly, don't sweat it. If 8x8 is what you have, use your 8x8. Adjust your cooking times. It's going to be a little bit deeper, so it'll take a little bit longer. Use round pans if you want to make, the traditional birthday cake with the stacks. Cupcakes are great. You can pop them in the freezer. Eat, if you eat one every day, so that's your business. First off, we're going to do flour. It's 1 cup, 1.5 cups of flour. So just in there, honestly, look at this. We're not even going to grease our cake pan. 1 cup of flour, and then we need another 1/2 cup. You can probably see, or Charlotte will show you, I've made up as usual now, my cake pans ready for donation. So I made up little baggies with all the dry goods in them, and then the vinegar, oil, and vanilla extract all in there with a recipe card. It's the easiest thing in the world. You're gonna love making this cake. Apparently, it's quite old-fashioned, pantry-stable. And the other thing about it is got all sorts of names. So some people call it a magic cake. Some people call it a wacky cake or a crazy cake. Doesn't matter what you call it. I call it efficient. You're gonna see how fast this goes. We need a cup of sugar. 1 cup of sugar. Look at this, we're just dumping it in here. How fun is this? It feels like we're doing it wrong, but we're not. I love how simple this is. That's that. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Honestly, 1/2 teaspoon is 2 good pinches. There you go, that's half, I promise. We need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. By the way, I've been buying this baking soda at Freshco, definitely at Freshco. Comes in this nice container, which is much easier than those boxes, right? The boxes, it's always a drag to get it open, and then you're trying to reach your spoon in. I find this very simple and clean, and if you buy Parmesan cheese in the bottle that's like the Kraft one, the lid fits. So you can switch out your lid, and then you've got the little holes to use it in your fridge for food, for freshening the fridge. Clever, right? I keep everything. Now you know. Now you know I've got a stash of lids and this and that. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Look, all the chatting and we're still almost done. Invite your kids into the kitchen for this one. That's all our dry ingredients right there. Sugar, flour, salt, baking soda. Then what we're gonna do, just grab your whisk. If you don't have a whisk, at least grab a fork. This is just to make sure that we're, if there's any lumps in the flour especially, unlikely to be any in your sugar, if it got wet. Now that used to make me crazy. My kids would use the sugar right from the big canister for the coffee and tea and such, but they get it right over the steam of the kettle in their cup, and then that little bit of moisture, oh, it can ruin the sugar quickly. Just do it a little bit just to get it blended, any lumps. We're going to make 3 little wells. Now, if you've never done this before, just smooth your top, easy peasy. Then make little divots. I mean, you can call it a well, you can call it a divot. There's one big one, and then do 2 smaller ones just off to the side. And we're just doing that because then when we pour our liquid in, it'll kind of stay put. I mean, it's not a dam, it's not going to stay forever, but it'll help to hold it still a little. First thing we're going to do is put the oil in the biggest well. We need 1/3 of a cup of oil. Can you imagine how fast and easy this is? I hope I didn't say it. Start preheating your oven way ahead of time. You're going to beat it otherwise. 350 degrees. We need 1/3 of a cup. I'm trying to see through, but I'm going to have to go backwards here. Let's see. Pretty good. So 1/3 of a cup of oil. And like I said, don't go out and buy, this is canola, vegetable would do, avocado oil, whatever kind of oil you've got. I wouldn't use olive, but I mean, if that's what you've got, use it. It's not going to ruin it. It might just give a slight flavor. So the oil goes in the largest of the 3. And just pour it in. You can see it's traveling out, whatever. Honestly, don't let this be a make or break for you. And then we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We're going to put it in one of the smaller cavities. There we go. And we need 1 tablespoon of vinegar. If you want to make this a chocolate cake, add about 1/3 of a cup of cocoa to that original dry mix. If you've got 3 tablespoons of cocoa, don't go out and buy cocoa. Add 3 tablespoons, okay? Any amount will be great. And then 1 tablespoon of vinegar. I'm not going to pour it over the cake. That seems like an accident waiting to happen. Can you imagine? Wouldn't that be a shame? And then that, oops. I'm so nervous about spilling the vinegar. And now I just need 1 cup of water. So I'm just going to go over here. That's fine, just like that. And we need 1 cup of cold water. There we go. And right over top of all of it, just like that. Now get your whisk back up. I'm not even kidding. Like, we're going to stir this up and put it in the oven. Can you imagine how easy this is? I don't know, magic. No wonder they call it magic. I'm not sure what's crazy about it. It's crazy easy. But I get the magic part, I guess. It comes together in a heartbeat, right? I generally just kind of whisk to the center. It's liquidy. It'll all come together. And then right before we finish, we'll take our spoon and get into the edges where the whisk doesn't easily get. You don't want it, it's not like whipping eggs here. We're going slow. Slow and steady. We don't want a mess. But please do use the whisk as much as possible. I mean, obviously you could stir with a spoon, but I'm concerned about any lumps that could happen then. So the whisk is just ultimately going to give you a better, smoother cake. I should say, if you don't have vanilla extract, you could use anything really. If you've got a little bit of maple syrup, you could put a little maple syrup in there. And if you don't have that, you could swap out half of the sugar for brown sugar and give it a bit of a caramel flavor. So don't be nervous if you're missing one or like that flavor extract. Use something else or honestly nothing at all. Got a little bit of orange juice. You could put a little splash of orange juice in there. I'm just going to grab this spoon and just in the edges, the corners of course have dry that's sticking in there where the whisk isn't reaching. So I'm just going to help that along a little. Just look for any that you can, you're going to see it. It's not mixing. You'll see it looking dry. I'm getting pretty happy. Charlotte, I don't know if you can see that it's just, I don't see anything too different anywhere. It looks pretty uniform. Just give that a little tap off. And then before we put it in the oven, because we're already there, look, I've got some on my hand. I'm I just did that on camera, I know. Grab this, give it just a little bang. If there were any air bubbles in there, we'll have knocked them down. That's it, we're putting it in the oven. So if you're using a 9-inch square pan, go 25 to 30 minutes and start checking it at 25. This is an 8-inch square, so it's a little bit deeper. I'm gonna do 30 to 35. I'll report back, I'll report back when it's out of the oven and we'll have a look together. I'll see you soon. Okay, we're back and look, it's out of the oven. I was about to pick it up to show you and that would be not clever. Charlotte, if you can get in tight, I want to show how not only is it testing clean with our toothpick, it starts to come away from the edges of the pan when it's fully done as well. So that's another good way to measure things. Look at how pretty it looks. It's beautiful, perfect, ready to go. It doesn't need anything. That's got such good color on it. It doesn't need icing. I baked this one earlier as a test to make sure that I was going to make a delicious cake for us. And it's very good, very tasty. And I just wanted to show you a quick way to decorate a cake. And just, it has to be cool. If you do this when it's hot, it's just going to disappear on you. You have to let it cool. It's especially pretty on a chocolate cake because it shows. Just get a little spoon of sugar, icing sugar, and then a colander. The finer the mesh, the better, okay? And then put it in there and then just tap it through. So see, it's snowing. Ha! It's snowing on the cake. Look at how pretty it is. And now imagine if you had a couple of blueberries or something and you just tap it on there just like that. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that nice? Now you're a big deal. Doesn't this look like restaurant food now? This is all they do. Honestly, this is it. This is the trick. Beautiful. Beautiful cake. Just like that. Look at how nice that looks. This cake, we had it in the oven in what, 10 minutes plus me chatting. I mean, imagine if I was focused. Haha. It's hard to imagine. It very, very rarely happens. I'm not squirrel. That's kind of who I am. And this, beautiful, again, easy to change it over, do 2 9-inch rounds, bake them off, cool them, stack them. Probably get 8 to 10 good sized cupcakes if you want to go that way. You're going to add some chocolate, about 3 tablespoons to 1/3 of a cup. Cupcakes 15 to 20, everything else just kind of go by it. Coming away from the edges. I can hold this up and show it better now because I'm not going to burn myself. So you can see that coming away from the edges is your best judge, okay? Clean pick plus those edges. That's it. Make cake. Look, you're set. This is a great cake. You're make one right now and eat it while it's warm. It's going to be delicious. Have a wonderful evening and I'll see you in about a month. I'm not sure what date we're coming back, but I'm thinking February we're going to do something for Family Day. Take good care. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.